All right, welcome everybody. We're so excited that you've joined us tonight. This is a quick Zoom that we're hosting to just introduce a little bit more about the power of peptides, about what peptides can do for not only to transform your health physically, but also inside of you and mentally, and how regenerative they are. So you're going to hear lots of information tonight about peptides. My name is Blair Critch, and I want to share with you a little bit before we get started about what peptides are. So peptides are a string of amino acids. If you have 50 or less inside of your body, they're called peptides. If it's 50 or more, it's called a protein. And we all have lots of different peptides inside of us. And each year that we get older, it's just like what you've probably heard about collagen, which is the largest actual peptide that we have inside of our body. Collagen is actually one of the few that you cannot actually inject into yourself. You have to use topically or orally because it's so many strands. It's almost a protein. And just like collagen, we lose more and more of it every single year that we get older. Actually, by the time you're 30, you've already lost 50% of your NAD, which is one of the most important peptides that we have inside of our body. So we're so excited that you're joining tonight. You're going to learn a little bit more about peptides. If you're already on some peptides or you're currently using peptides, we'd love for you to share in the chat feature if you know how to use that and share what you're using and how much you're loving it or what it's doing for you. And I'm going to start really quick a little bit with my story and a little bit about the peptides that I'm using. And then you get to hear three amazing stories tonight from three totally different people. So I'm so excited for you to be able to hear. My story started back in 2020, 2021. I had ovarian cancer, and I actually had to go through 6 rounds of chemotherapy, a hysterectomy. And during that time, it was also COVID. And so I was stuck at home. And so I decided to use that time of sitting on my couch a lot to really learn, grow, and educate myself in preventative health. And the reason that I did that was because of actually a few things. One, because I know that ovarian cancer is very similar to breast cancer and it can come back very easily. And so I wanted to never have that happen again. If you've ever been really sick before, having your family take care of you is the worst thing possible, especially as a mom. Like having them have to take care of me, it was just awful to watch. And the other thing was, I have two teenage boys. So now they are 18 and 20. But at the time they were a little bit younger, and I knew that they weren't going to transform and change their whole life, but they have a 50% chance of getting cancer because I have the gene, my dad has the gene, my aunt has the gene. And so I wanted to find ways that they could biohack their body so that hopefully they would never get cancer. I knew they weren't going to stop using cologne, never use plastics, never use the microwave, and eat plant-based the way that I was. I mean, I completely transformed my life during this time. I learned a lot about nutrition and health. And so I started learning a lot about peptides, and I educated myself and I learned a ton about them. And I was so excited to share with my oncologist. And he said, I want you to wait a year after you're done with chemotherapy. Let's make sure your numbers are good. And then I'll let you try anything you want to try with your functional doctor. So during that year of having to wait, I was thrown into medical menopause, which any of you ladies in here that are going through perimenopause or menopause, I know you can feel me, but I had every single possible symptom of menopause. I had itchy skin, itchy ears, irritability, anxiety, which I've never had in my life. The front of my hair was growing back really beautiful, I have to say, after cancer, but my front of my head was really thinning and my eyebrows were like barely growing back, which is a sign of menopause. I also was having like 18 hot flashes a day, and we're talking the kind that like you sweat completely through your clothes, and also night sweats. That was keeping me up at night. Also had hip pain, hip pain and frozen shoulder are actually from menopause. A lot of doctors don't know that. So women go crazy trying to figure out what's wrong with them. And I also had some foot pain. And I'm sharing all of that because I was blown away that I could have all of those symptoms within a week of being done with my hysterectomy. Like menopause hit me hard. And on top of that, that year that I was waiting to get on these peptides, I gained 30 pounds, even though I was eating plant-based, counting my macros, exercising every day, and doing all the right things. So fast forward, when my year was up, I decided that I was going to start on these peptides right away. I started working with my functional doctor, and we implemented first NAD and glutathione. NAD is cellular regeneration. That's that peptide that I was telling you about that we start to lose just like collagen every year as we get older. And by the time we're 30, we've already lost 50% of it. It's actually the mitochondria for our cells, like plant food, if you will, for your cells. And it's what keeps us looking young, but it also helps with our mental clarity, helps with our mood, helps with being able to reduce inflammation in your body. So I was really excited to get started on it. And I also knew about glutathione, which is a master antioxidant, helps your body to detox, also helps your body to be able to support its immune system and antioxidants that are inside of us, and even allows your body to actually absorb vitamin C better from your food. So I was excited to start that as well. And when I started those two injections together, by the third injection, almost all of my menopause symptoms went away. Plus, my face looked thinner. I dropped a couple pounds of inflammation, and I was shocked by how great I was feeling. The fact that literally my anxiety and irritability could go away that fast, and the foot and the hip pain was shocking to me. So, month two, I was like, what's next? Let's go. And so, my functional doctor said, we're going to start on semaglutide, which is a GLP-1. I was really nervous. That was one that I had actually not studied a ton about. So I took the next couple weeks to really learn and educate myself. I started following people like Dr. Mark Hyman, like Dr. Tina, like Huberman Lab, and started really researching and learning more and reading scientific journals. And what I realized was there's so many health benefits to GLP-1. And so when I asked my functional doctor, why do you want to start me on this? She said, because you have high cholesterol, which was a side effect of the estrogen blocker that I had to be on post-cancer. And what did my doctor want to do? Put me on a statin. Well, statins also have side effects. So I was like, I don't want to stay on this train of you give me a product that I have to take, and then I have to take something else because of whatever happens because of that product. And so this was where my functional doctor said, that's why I want to put you on semaglutide. One of the side effects is reducing cholesterol. So got started on semaglutide, and within 6 months, I dropped 33 pounds and have been able to keep it off since then. But what was most exciting was my blood work. I get it done every 4 months post-cancer, and I got to see my cholesterol drop, my cardiac health get better, my A1C get better, my liver enzymes got better, my kidney health got better, my thyroid health got better. And most exciting was my cancer marker number. It went from 168 when I had cancer down to 20 or 25 after chemo and during my peptide journey. And currently it's 7 or 8 every time I get tested, which shows the proof that the inflammation is going down in my body, which is so exciting. So that actually started me on this journey of diving in even more and learning more about peptides and how regenerative they are. I couldn't believe the fact that when you put a peptide into your body, it literally swims around to try to find what the issue is, but it doesn't just fix that one thing. It restores and regenerates all different kinds of things inside of your body. And the more peptides that you stack together, the more healing you get. So that got me really excited to learn more and to grow. And I started talking about it with people and listening to more things. And over that next year, I had lots of people come to me and ask what I was doing. And I could only refer them to my local functional doctor here in Florida, who it was very expensive. You had to go to her office every few months to get your blood work done. And on top of that, was using compound pharmacies that are actually the same as the ones we're going to share tonight, but I was paying 3 times the amount. So a lot of my friends, I probably referred 20 something people, only 3 ever went to her because of the cost and because of the time commitment. And so when I was introduced to Honey Sagari, the CEO and founder of LEMD, in August, I was blown away. She's a biochemist, and her heart and her passion for helping people was so evident. And so I was really excited to see what could happen with this company. And when I learned that the compound pharmacies were the same that I was already currently using, I was in. And I was able to share this link with so many other people and help them get started. And then the stories started rolling in, and they were incredible. And you're going to hear 3 of those incredible stories tonight, which I'm so excited for you guys to get to hear. So I'm going to start first with my friend Sarah Backman. So Sarah is not only an 8-time, guys, 8-time world arm wrestling champion. She is quite the legend, and it's so exciting. She's originally from Sweden. You'll be able to hear her beautiful accent when she talks in a minute, but she's been in Florida for 12 years now. And she's 33 years old, but she has already seen the power of peptides in her life, because you can imagine she puts her body into a lot of pressure, making sure that she's ready for every competition. So Sarah, will you share your peptide story with all of us tonight?
I absolutely will. Yeah, so thank you for that introduction. Yes, so I've been an arm wrestler for 18 years. This year will be my 19th year. And I have traveled the world doing this. I do it pretty much full time. It's my whole life. And I tore my shoulder back in 2019. And that was devastating because I need my arm. Luckily, we have 2 arms, so when one arm is out, we can use the other. But I looked into ways how to speed the healing up, and I came across peptides. And I was prescribed Sermorelin, which is a peptide that triggers your own growth hormone production, and it was super helpful in my healing. I really felt it sped things up. But because my one arm was out of commission, I overtrained my other arm to the point I got tendonitis. And tendonitis is devastating as well because the pain is there all of the time, especially if you're like grabbing something, like even just opening a door or carrying a grocery bag, everything hurts. And that's how I discovered BPC. And I healed in 30 days with using BPC. And after that, I knew that peptides was the shit. And I really was like intrigued to learn more. Um, Always used kind of black market stuff because I didn't, it was so expensive to get that Sermorelin at first. So I found different routes and I did experimented with a lot of different peptides over the years. And then when I discovered LEMD, it was like a no-brainer. It's something I've already done. I know this. We can offer legit legal peptides through a telehealth service. I love it, and I love that I can share the power of peptides now with the people and to promote healing. And in the last 2 months too, I have experimented with microdosing semaglutide because in arm wrestling we compete in weight classes. Food has always been like a big deal, going up and down in weight, cutting for weight classes. I have been big. I've let myself go completely, and I have also brought myself back to my current shape. But it's now when I've introduced the microdosing of the GLP-1 that my life is like changing for real. Like I have a whole different type of freedom when it comes to food. Like I don't obsess over food. I don't think about my next meal. Like I don't um, forbid myself to eat certain foods and make it up for it later. Like that is gone, and it's a crazy feeling that for the first time in my life to experience this, and I love it. I can see myself microdosing this for the rest of my life because of the mental freedom that I'm experiencing. So that's my story.
Thank you so much. I love that. And I love that you brought up about how when you're microdosing, and this microdosing means you're using a very small amount of GLP-1. We use that more for the longevity benefits of the GLP-1, like the reducing of the cholesterol, neurodegenerative diseases it can help you not get because it's reducing the inflammation in your brain and your body, cardiac benefits. But again, reducing that inflammation can also help you to lose some weight. So sometimes people, even on the microdose, can lose 5 to 20 pounds, which is really incredible.
Right. I'm down 15 pounds, and that's like, it's secondary. Like that, it's great. I feel amazing. But now it's to the point like I don't even care what I weigh. Like I'm stronger than ever in my sport. I keep breaking numbers in the gym. Like I have a great like energy and mood. Like I just wanna like scream this to like try this. Like if you have issues, this could really help. So
I love that. Thank you. And that's such a great point. A lot of times people are worried about GLP-1 because they've heard negative things about losing muscle mass. But if you do it the right way, and especially microdosing, as you can see on here tonight, Sarah is gaining muscle, not losing it. And the next person that's about to share a perfect segue is Leos, and you're going to see he is in great shape. Leos is 45. He was born in Europe, but he lives in Texas for the last 8 years. He's a national champion in bodybuilding and I hope I say this right, Greco-Roman wrestling, instructor of government forces, fitness coach for national motocross teams, and a rancher. Like, I don't know what else you could possibly add to that resume, Leos, but I'm so excited that you're willing to share tonight because I had the honor of meeting you just a couple weeks ago, or maybe even just a week ago, and I was so excited when you popped into that Zoom and shared a little bit about what you've learned about peptides. So I'm going to throw it over to you. Please share with us a little bit about what you want to share about peptides tonight.
Hey guys, thank you for having me here. Obviously, next, going after superstar like Sarah, it's not easy, but I'll just try to tell you my story then. Yeah, so I very active, train a lot, and people that love training, like Sarah just like described, when you get an injury, it's very difficult because you have the mentality that you don't want to stop, you want to keep going, and your weight just stops hurting just a little bit, and you're going back to gym, and you never let it heal. We have a problem to stay down for 2 3 months and wait for it to heal. So I had a similar problem. Actually, that's how I met with Sarah because of my problem with my elbow, and I had it for months and months and couldn't get rid of it, and did exactly what I said. As it got a little bit better, I went back to gym, and then another 2 months of just bad pain, couldn't do anything, and so I read a lot, research peptides, BPC 157. So I knew that that's what I need to do. And so I ordered it. It was a big fancy company, a lot of advertisement on Instagram and all social media. Very legit looking company. I've seen a lot of positive comments on those products. Ordered it, tried it, ran it for 2 months, 2.5. I finished the whole dose I bought from the company, and that was absolutely zero change, zero. Same pain, nothing has changed. So at that point, I was pretty sure that this all is just made up some commercial stuff. Then I ran into Sarah, and she told me about LEMD. She told me that it works. Obviously, I trusted her. I ordered it, and about 10 days later, the pain was almost gone. 10 days. 10 days was it was shocking to me. I could not believe it. And it's 3 weeks since I got it, and I'm 100% back to training. Yeah, it's amazing. So last time I jumped into the conversation, and a lot of people, I think it's very important that the quality is uncomparable. And it's what I liked also when I did research into LEMD. It was nice that this company will put out potency of the product and all that stuff where you don't normally see it anywhere. So that sold me out, and the result plus all the transparency that makes me really confident, and yeah, I'm 100% sure when I'm telling other people that this is the product they need to try. And obviously, a lot of products about losing weight, I have tried, or I have a client that already tried products for losing weight, lost tremendous amount of weight. Love it. There's nothing. Yeah, I just love these products.
Thank you so much. And that's such a great point about how if you guys, that's one of the things that I do love about this company too, is the transparency. So if you want to see the potency certificates, they are always willing to share those with you. We're also NABP certified, which is really important. So when you're looking at companies, you definitely want to ask about that. And we use all FDA approved compound pharmacies. And yeah, that's a really good point because there are things on the black market that you can get. There's research grade, which is actually not supposed to be ingested by humans, but is being sold. There are peptides being sold from Mexico and China being imported right now. So it is really scary where people are getting their peptides from. They might not even know. Sometimes they even get pre-filled pens sent to them. So you actually don't see for yourself. One of the great things about ordering with LEMD is you are going to fill out a telehealth concierge form once you pick the product that you want, letting the doctor know all of your information. And the doctor, the MD, decides if you're approved or denied. And then after that, it actually goes to our compound pharmacy, which then it's made for you based on your body, your weight, your information, shipped directly to your house. You'll have in control of your own vial and your own syringes, and all the directions and all the information that you need are there. So you'll be able to keep it clean and make sure you know what you're putting into your body, which is so important. So thank you so much, Leos, for sharing. Next up, we have Kim, and Kim Murphy is 53 years old. I'm going to say the most important thing, which is she's a grandma, which I think is just is so amazing. You would never know by looking at her. But she is a weightlifter, a former gymnast, a parkour enthusiast, has a passion for helping others reach their health and wellness goals, and also used to be a competitive weightlifter and gymnast. And so I'm so excited to have Kim share a little bit about what made you decide to try these peptides and your experience so far.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here and just to share and listen to all the stories. I will be honest, I was very skeptical about taking peptides. I was always taking the holistic approach to everything, clean eating, um, things, working out as often as I could. I'm a lot like Sarah and Leos in some respects because I have a lot of extreme sports injuries. So clean eating and working out in the gym a lot didn't seem to lend the results I was looking for. I would be out of the gym 4 to 6 weeks or a couple months to let injuries heal. And like everybody else, I would always go back too soon and push myself too hard and end up right back where I started from. So I knew in my heart I needed to do something different. I had a lot of other side effect issues, like the bloating, the gas, the indigestion and heartburn. I wasn't sleeping good. And so I saw a good friend of mine, Danny. She made a couple posts on Facebook and I started watching her. And then I decided to look into some research about it, prayed about it a lot. And then I said, you know what, I'm just going to take the leap. It's working for Danny. So at this point, I was kind of feeling desperate. And so I just ordered the trizepatide. I started microdosing. Was very surprised that I didn't have any side effects because I'm super sensitive to different things. And then I now do the NAD. I've added that to my regime as well. And quite impressed actually with the products and the company. But I haven't missed a day in the gym since I started. My injuries are healing up, the inflammation is gone. You mentioned your face, and looking at the camera here, my face looks a lot narrower. I have no tummy problems anymore. I'm sleeping through the night, which is like a miracle in itself. And it's just incredible that I look back and I notice that not only am I sleeping better, my mood is better, I have more energy, and I wasn't expecting that as much because I was addicted to energy drinks throughout the day. So I don't really need those. I still like a couple of the flavors, but I will finish maybe half of it now if I want one, and it's really not appealing to me anymore. I'm able to eat my occasional desserts that I like, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. And to top it all off, I've lost 13 pounds, which again, I wasn't starting to really lose weight, but more to feel better and help heal some of the injuries so that I could get back to the things that I enjoy. So all in all, I'm very excited about it.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, tonight you guys heard a lot of different stories. And so these are all just people's experiences on these different peptides. We have even more because our mission at LAMD is for preventative health through longevity, weight management, and sexual health. So we have even more products on our website. If you haven't checked them out yet, under our longevity category, we have some of the ones you heard tonight, Samoralin, the Wolverine Stack, which is the BPC 157 TB 500. We also have B12. We have synapsin, which is for brain health. We have NAD that you heard about tonight, glutathione. We have a new addition that just came out this last week called the copper peptide, GHKCU. That's for growing hair, skin, and nails, and actually also helping with healing. If you have any wounds or know anybody that has wounds that have a hard time healing, that GHKCU can also help with that. And we also have our microdosing of GLP-1. So microdosing semaglutide, microdosing tirzepatide are in the longevity category as well. And then we also have under weight management, our tirzepatide and our semaglutide in different tiers based on what you need. And then in our sexual health category, we have PT-141, which is for men and women. For men, it helps with erectile dysfunction. For women, it helps with a part of our brain that opens up your sexual enhancement and helps with recreating lubrication and things like that for women. So we have some amazing products, and even out to come later in the year, we'll have blood diagnostic kits for at home and also hormone replacement therapy coming soon. So lots of exciting stuff happening over here. So get back with the person that invited you tonight. Ask them for the link so that you can go check out the website for each one of our products. You can click on the product, click benefits, read even more about what it does. Underneath that, you'll see scientific journals and resources so that you can read the research for yourself. And underneath that is frequently asked questions. And we have that for every single one of the products on the site. So you can learn more, educate yourself, ask questions, and we'll get you the answers that you need so that you feel comfortable picking out the right peptide for you. And then after that, like I said before, the process goes, you fill out a telehealth questionnaire for the doctor decides if you're approved or denied. If you get approved, then it goes to that compound pharmacy and gets shipped directly to you at your house. So thank you so much for Sarah, Leos, and Kim joining us tonight and sharing their stories. Please feel free to reach out to anybody who invited you to this, not only for their link, but for asking any questions that you might have. We want to make sure we get those answered for you. If we don't know the answer, we will get you the answer direct from the company. So thank you so much. Have a great night, you guys. And if you are a part of our business, we're having a 8 p.m. Zoom right after this that you might want to hop on. All right, bye guys. Have a great night.